How's it going, guys? I'm back once again with another budget edition. This is the Squier Bullet Mustang and it's good. £118 paid for it. I bought it the week it came out, which I don't normally do, and I thought, it'd make a fantastic platform for modifications. All it is, you've got the scratch plate, you've got the two pickups, you've got the switch, volume, tone, and the way it differs from the regular Mustang is that the regular Mustang normally has two switches here, and it's usually got two single coils. But to be honest, I probably prefer working with humbuckers most of the time anyway. It would have been nice to have something a little bit jangly to go with the look of it, and overall I'm happy with the sound of the humbuckers as they are. I bought it to modify it, and I've ended up having it for 2 years now, and I've still not thought of what to do with it. So part of the reason for this video is to see what ideas you guys have that I could, do to it. It's got its limitations. There's no tremolo, it's hardtail, which also means that there's no cavity on the back. The neck, a little bit bendy, but it does the job. So if you wanted to go for that sort of really dirty lo-fi sound where everything's not quite in tune, it's a great starting point, because you can also just bend it quite easily. I love the big headstock. I think it's so much better than the smaller sort of headstock that does that. The tuners could probably do with replacing. They're not the best, they're not the worst. I've seen worse on guitars that have been more expensive than this, but in all honesty it doesn't hold its tuning very well. The nut can probably be replaced, that's not too much of an issue. It doesn't seem to be gripping that much, it is just plastic. And I really want to do something with the electrics, but I'm not sure what. I've done a lot of things over the years. I've added transducers, I've gone for extra pickup layouts, I've gone for just going as hot as possible in what is essentially a guitar that doesn't really lend looks to something that's doing super hot. But these humbuckers are hot enough as it is. I do want to keep the fact that it's blue. I really like this blue sparkle finish, and I'm thinking maybe change something about the scratch plate. I was thinking of going for tortoiseshell on blue, but I wasn't too sure about it. I'd quite like to go for black possibly. I was thinking of just switching to single humbucker and single volume and doing away with that humbucker and the tone and also the switch, which would require making a scratch plate from a blank, and I can't find any of these plates without holes drilled in or with only 2 holes drilled in. I thought possibly the jazz bass plate would do the job, but it's just way too big, it's the wrong shape entirely. If any of you guys can think of a plate that would replace that, fantastic. I don't want to spend too much of it. It was £118 brand new. It does have a bendy neck issue, not that the neck's bent, but it's very, very soft. So at the end of the modification, it's not going to be 100% shred machine. It's going to be a dirty punk guitar at most. The neck, I really like the fact it's got the rosewood stripe. I do think that the neck is a bit too pale. I'd probably like to oil it to get it to a like a warmer, more retro finish. Gets a bit more of that orangey amber maple look, but not too far, because I've seen some that have just gone overboard with it and it looks like your neck's made out of Oompa Loompa. The bridge does the job. You can't really go wrong with something like that. I could swap it out for something incredible and expensive, but at the end of the day, what's the point? I'm more about the aesthetics with this thing. I did think about adding the Jaguar tremolo, which would require a bit of routing, but it would also mean putting in like a Tune-o-matic style bridge here, which would also depend on whether or not the holes would sit correctly once this plate's removed, because I don't want to leave any bare holes. I still want it to look good. I want it to look like it was designed the way that I'm going to make it. Definitely going to change out the strap buttons. I'm going to swap them for locking ones, because, you know, if you like your guitar, it's better not falling on the ground. So there's not much more I can do to this. So leave your suggestions, and I want to see what you guys can think of that I've not covered, or if you can, you know, throw in a link to something cool that you've seen, preferably in the UK. Anything from the States does cost me quite a bit to ship over here. I don't have the kind of money to do that with, because I'm a budget channel. So I'm looking for budget suggestions, and also feel free to link me to any mods that you've seen for this. I have seen a couple online. I'm more interested in what you people have done.
What do you mean, you people?
Because I would like this to be more of a collaborative modification. So I'm not going to do a sound demo of this now, there's plenty out there. What I want to do is, if I change the pickups, then I'll demo it, because I'd rather demo the finished product. As usual, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing your ideas.